First tennis tournament. I wonder who I'm going to be playing first. All right, he don't seem too bad. I think I got this. Whoa, what the hell was that? How was that allowed? It's allowed, dude. You just got to get better at the game. How are you expecting anybody to hit that? That thing came in so fast. Not a human could hit that. Come on, man. All right. I versed a guy with a vacuum, a person that throws hearts at me, someone who threw flower petals, a guy who's literally flying, a giant plant. What else could I be fighting? Oh, hell no. I'm done. Fuck this. Welcome back to the Celtic Rock Show. Today we are talking about Mario Tennis Aces for the Nintendo Switch. Now, for this game in particular, it came out in the beginning time, but this was also kind of an interesting decline. It was in the middle of the decline of all the Mario sports games here. We hop in and you see we've got a few modes: Adventure, Tournament, Co-op Challenge, Free Play, Ring Shot, and Swing Mode. All these, it's a good attempt for what they're doing. What the adventure mode brings to the table is a nice little adventure. You walk along the path, kind of like reminiscent of Mario Party 1 adventures. You walk along the path, play a couple mini games here and there, and you go along with the story. In this story, you play as Mario. You're accompanied by Toad, and you have to go around the map trying to collect their version of the Infinity Stones, which is a little weird, I gotta say myself. They're copying Marvel, which is all that. But in terms of what they do, you go around the board here, you play certain mini games. Like, there's a little cutscene that goes with it, and you have to play these little mini game-esque kind of deals. It's really just, it's a tennis story. I don't know what else to really say about it. Like, you play these mini games, and then there's some times where you have to play like a versus a person or whatnot. But like, it's bare bones. You're just collecting the Infinity Stones from Marvel. It's kind of wild if you really think about it. Nintendo stealing from Marvel. It's pretty crazy. But for what it is, not a bad story mode. Pretty simple adventure, pretty bare bones. Nothing too crazy, nothing to write home about really. Um, just I wish there was more to say about it. Like, I feel like that's where they're lacking. Now, when we go to free play, we're doing this a little out of order because I want to talk about the gameplay, because this is where the gameplay really comes into effect here. The gameplay is so pick up and play. You got basically 3 buttons to do just kind of the normal hits. They add in a few other features, though, too, that make it more interesting. Like, they have your drop shots, your lob shots. You can trick to get the ball that's farther away, and they even have zone shots and special shots. You'll see here as our clip goes on, we're going to try to example all of the stuff, but like, if you hit A, you do like a normal hit. B is a backspin hit. Like, X is a top spin hit. Not X, Y, I'm sorry. If you hit X with the up button, you lob it over. If you hit X with the down button, you drop shot it. If you mash X into a certain direction, you do a trick shot. But if you use the other stick from your move stick, like the right stick, you do a trick shot. If you time it right, you actually get more special power to help with your zone and special shots. But if you mistime it, you actually burn that special meter that you've been building. Now, you heard me mention about zone shots and special shots. The zone shot, you'll see a star pop up on your court side, and basically what you got to do is you got to hold down your R button, and you jump up in the air, and you have like a split moment kind of before you burn all your meter to aim where you want to hit the ball, and it goes like a really hard hit. And if you try to recover it, and say if you're too early or too late, you actually damage your racket, causing it to break, and you could lose the game by breaking your racket. If you time it perfectly, though, you get a good block with some energy build. Now, we were talking about also your super shot. If you keep building up all your meter and you decide to use a super shot, that is just, you get a sweet animation that goes with it. You jump up in the air with whoever you're using. Shy Guy, he gets a bunch of balloons, and you slam the ball down hard. It's just like in the way of the zone shot, where you aim where you want it to go. But in this case, say if you try to block it, you actually break the whole racket if you do it. Now, one also downside about blocking this, though, you go flying all the way back away from the court. Like, it is crazy how far this hit. Like, it is such a hard hit. Like, no physical human should hit it. That's how these people are so crazy about it. Like, geez, how are they doing that? But that super shot really sends you, and every character gets a special one. Like Mario jumps off the walls, Bowser breathes fire. It's very unique to the characters too. Like Daisy gets flowers, Peach does the hearts, Wario has some garlic for some reason. Waluigi's dancing. But they really do bring out the variety here, and they bring a lot of characters in this game too, which is awesome. Like you'll see that they have Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, Peach, Daisy, Rosalina, Toad, Toadette, Bowser, Bowser Jr., Boo, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Spike, Chain Chomp, Koopa Troopa, Blooper, Diddy Kong, Birdo, Paratroopa, Shy Guy, Petey Piranha, Luma, Boom Boom, Pauline, Kamek, Dry Bones, a Fire Piranha Plant, and Dry Bowser. Now, that was a lot to say. Definitely worth it. But each character also has a type. Like Toad is speedy, Mario and Luigi are all-arounders, Peach is technical, Boo is tricky, Donkey Kong is powerful. Like, these all play in effects too, because say the harder you hit, the farther they back up. But say if you're a tricky person, you whack it, and it can curve away. Like Blooper, he's a kind of a tricky character, and he will curve it away. Now, when it comes to stadiums, unfortunately, they dropped the ball. There are basically 4 stadiums that are the same. And they just change it up like clay, green, whatever. But then you have the sand, grass, snow, and a mansion. Like, it's I can't say anything crazy. Like, it's all right. Now, to get into some of the different game modes, the ring shot mode, you can do that versus or co-op, but basically you just want to get as many rings as possible. Either more than your opponent or working together with them. But honestly, there's nothing really... I don't know. I wasn't really big on this game mode. It wasn't really my cup of tea. It just isn't fun. It's kind of boring. Like, it's kind of cool and all, but it's something crazy. Swing mode is the motion controls game mode. There's different modes in that, but I'm not doing motion controls for reasons of safety because there's not a lot of room here, but they do have a motion control feature here in the game. They had some cool ones like big ball mode, I think. But it wasn't too bad. Nothing crazy. Then they had this co-op challenge. You'd go online and you work with a bunch of people, but like it really was something you had to do with friends. You couldn't do that alone, which was kind of sad and upsetting. And then tournaments. Tournaments you could do online or co-op or computer-wise. The tournaments were really the online play. That was all of it. And basically the way it would do it is you go, you get a rank immediately, and you just kind of, you got to play your way up to like the A+ ranks and S ranks and all that stuff. And honestly, I didn't really expect much when trying to show you how it looked. I mean, you can see when we get there, the tournament bracket kind of S style, like you can win cups, you can, you get a rating for it. And like, unfortunately with this, I didn't think anyone was really going to be there. So like you could be waiting for days and days until someone finally pops in. You never know. But shockingly somehow, I was able to get into a game, which honestly blew my mind. I did find someone. I didn't play because I was going to get my butt smacked. I knew it. Now, we got to talk about some of the negatives too. Mario Tennis Aces, there's just not a lot to do. It's like, they very tamed it down. It's like more mechanic based than it is about actually doing the wild and wacky things. Like it's a little disappointing because that's what the Mario sports games were. It was to be wild and wacky. It was something to like just kind of go crazy about. And they really made it more mechanical. Now, as well as that, like I mentioned it earlier, the stages, they're all bland, they're lackluster. And the older ones, you had all these amazing stages that like changed the dynamic of way you played the game. And it's really sad to see that, it's really toned down. And that's kind of something that's been going on since the Wii U days. Like, they've started to tone down the games. They toned down the Mario Tennis. They've even toned down, like, Mario Golf, too. Like, they haven't even brought back baseball. They brought back strikers, but that'll be a review for a different day. We're not going to talk about that right now. We will talk about that on a later day. But the Mario sports games, unfortunately, they really are toning them down. Like, that's such a bummer for what it was, because these are such, like, this was, like, my childhood. Like, playing Mario Tennis on the GameCube, Mario Baseball Strikers, like the crazy chaos. It was so phenomenal. I loved every second of doing that. But they really just kind of toned it down, and it's really sad to see. With all that being said, all the positives, all the negatives, I unfortunately have to give this game a 4 out of 10. It's really nothing to write home about. It's Mario Tennis. It's fun for what it is. Like, it's great to play like with friends offline, but like there's not much else to do. Like, there's no other game modes like in the other games. Like, you just really don't. And like the character selection is great. I'm happy that all these people are here. I'm glad they put the care in to bring in all these characters, but it's just I'm sorry, but it's not worth it for me. Unfortunately, I cannot, say I like that, and I really do miss the days of just like the crazy nonsense, the off the wall chains action that these games gave you, and to have them be as disappointing now as they were. I mean, it's tough to see that this era is kind of over. It feels like an era's over, and we're now on the mechanical side of Mario Sports. They really want you to use those power ups wisely. With that being said, though, I want to know what you guys think. What do you think of Mario Tennis Aces? Let me know in the comments below. You can reach me on Twitter at Kelderock. You can reach me on TikTok. You can watch all the skits over there too. You can reach me on Instagram. I want you guys to tell me what your thoughts are about Mario Tennis Aces. Let me know down. Please give it your rating as well. See if it matches with mine. What did you like? What didn't you like? And we'll see you in the next one. See ya.